You may notice that my background's a little different today, which is for a good reason and a not so good reason. The good reason is because I'm in my office. It's very nice to be in the office. There we go. I can see it now. The bad reason is because my internet is out at my house, and that's why we're about a minute late. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes. The internet's not working, and you have to make do. But it's lovely to be together, and I hope that we can have just as good of a time here in my office as we do sitting at home. And we're on our final day for talking about Korach, talking about the guy who went against Moses. And we've talked about anger, we've talked about arguing, we've talked about the positive energy, talked about separating ourselves from the community. And hello, Kathy in Oklahoma. And today I wanted to talk about an interesting part that comes on at the end of the Torah portion. There is this idea that the firstborn, first male, born from a womb, is dedicated to God. We know this through the ritual of Pidyon Haben. If you're not familiar with Pidyon Haben, when a woman has a male child, and it's her firstborn. So if there's a girl born and then afterwards a boy, it doesn't happen. It's only the first fruit of the womb that is a male needs to be brought to the priest, because this firstborn of any species, by the way, if it's an ox, if it's sheep, if anything, a firstborn male out of the womb of any being in the world needs to be redeemed. And that idea of redeeming the firstborn, Pidyon Haben, is the concept that one must go to the priest takes the baby, and then you give the priest 5 shekels, 5 pieces of silver, 5 pieces of gold, 5. Now, I've done this twice in the time that I've been a rabbi, and both times we used like Susan B. Anthony coins, and I was given 5 Susan B. Anthony coins. So I actually have 10 Susan B. Anthony coins at my house somewhere. I didn't use them, but I brought them and put them in my closet somewhere for safekeeping. And it's one of those things where you put something in for safekeeping, and it's so safe that you have no idea where it is after you've put it there. That's kind of what happened to my Pidyon Haben money, but it's there, and it's still happening. But why do we do that? It sounds like a very ancient kind of superstition in many ways, right? That, the firstborn male is going to be given to God, and it belongs to God. And when you think about that concept, it brings up a concept of, who we are in the scheme of the universe. That our life, as much as it's ours, it doesn't really belong to us. That everything we have, our homes, our very lives, actually belong to, I like to put it this way, it belongs to the universe. It belongs to God. It belongs to the energy and fabric that keeps everything together. That's the way I'm defining God. That our firstborn, we have to buy back from the priest, or you might even say buy back from God, because we recognize that everything that comes to us originates from the divine, and that it's not really ours. And then you can take that a little bit further, right? That my children, who I raised, who have lived in my house for the first, minimum of 18 years of their lives, In fact, my 16-year-old literally was in our house every single day this year and was raised very hands-on, very close, but her life doesn't belong to me. It's not my property. Both of my girls, their lives belong to them. And if you take it further, their lives don't even belong to them. Their lives belong to the kind of unfolding of history in the universe. Their lives belong to the earth. Their lives belong to the history of our people. Their lives belong to something so much greater than just them. And for me, that idea that we need to redeem the firstborn really is about who owns this. And the Pidyon Haben is trying to tell us God owns all of us, that we do not have the power of our own existence. Now, I don't know if philosophically I agree with that. I'm not so sure that my life isn't mine, but I do have the feeling that, like, my life isn't my parents', that I don't belong to them. I love them. They've raised me. I'm in debt to them, but they don't own me. I feel like that's like what a little kid says when you're like, hey, you have to go and do this. I'm like, you don't own me, right? The only one that owns all of us is that unfolding of the universe in front of us. And that we're a part of that unfolding. That we as human beings belong to something so much bigger than just us. And for me, that's part of what our mindfulness meditation is about. Because as much as we go quiet, we find stillness, we go inside of ourselves, that's a very, very personal thing to do. At the same time, we're doing it as part of a larger concept of life that is not just our lives, and it's not just our parents' lives, it's not just our friends' lives, or even our acquaintances, or the people that we've met even once. Our lives belong to all life. Our lives are part of the universe. Our lives are an unfolding aspect of life in general. And none of us are above that. We're all just a part of it. And I believe that's what the Pidyon Haben is about. It's that our life belongs to us only in that we hold on to it for the time that we're here on this planet. That it's almost like the life force is loaned to us. And when you consider science and that all matter, there's a finite amount of matter that just changes form constantly. Perhaps there is perhaps there is one life force that enters into each of us that we call our souls, and that as we go from the earth, that life force stays and either enters into something or someone else. So my daughter would love me saying that, because that could give the possibility of various lives and past lives and future lives, which I don't personally believe in, but I do believe that the energy that's inside of me is an energy that is a part of everything. And so as we go quiet and as we find that stillness inside of us, as we sit and just be, that's tapping into the divine. For me, that is tapping into the kind of core of existence, which is simply existence. That's what we're doing. We're simply existing as we find this stillness. So let's get into a comfortable yet strong position, and let's begin our quiet time. We're just going to breathe, concentrate on our breath, concentrate on our stomach, expanding and contracting, and finding a still place and allowing things just to be as they are for now. For now. At 6 o'clock, we can get back to it. And perhaps, after going through this for the next 20 minutes, you'll be able to take on the fight of the day. Just breathing regular. We're not trying to fix our breath. We're not trying to cause our breath. It's going to happen no matter what we do. If your thoughts take you away, just bring yourself back with love, no judgment. Just a little reminder that if your mind has taken you away from your breathing, just to bring yourself back to your breath. Just in loving kindness. No need to get angry that you're bad at meditating. It's supposed to happen, so bring yourself back. Just concentrate on your breath. As we approach our last 5 minutes or so, on Thursdays in preparation for Shabbat, we ask for the feelings that we hope we do have on Shabbat. One is joy, and to feel whole. So we ask for those two feelings. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. Joy is a difficult spiritual attribute to have. There's so much in our lives that are not filled with joy. But to take a moment now and ask for joy and ask for that feeling can bring us into tomorrow nicely. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. I'd like to ask someone, invite someone to be with you in your mind's eye, standing right in front of you. Someone you love, someone you're having difficulty with, someone you care about. Just ask the universe for them. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel joy. May you feel joy. May you feel whole. May you feel whole. May you feel joy. And may you feel whole. Just a couple more breaths there. And we can just bring it back to ourselves. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. Continue to ask that. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. And let's just bring ourselves back to the beginning of our quiet time. And just get in touch with your breath again. See if you can find your heartbeat within your breath. Thank you for joining me today and joining me this week. I hope that you were able to find some stillness and peace. And may you feel joy. And may you feel whole. Shabbat Shalom. And have a fantastic weekend.